Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Christopher Scheno and I am the clinical officer at the Myopia Control Academy of New York. What we do here is we basically help to control a situation called myopia, which you may or may not have heard of. Myopia is just another term for nearsightedness or a problem seeing far away that a lot of people have. And there are a lot of sequelae or issues that can come up from being myopic, and the more myopic or nearsighted you are, those issues become more significant, especially later in life. And until recently, there really wasn't a lot we could really do about it. We would just prescribe stronger glasses, stronger contacts, and that would fix the problem visually, but it didn't reduce the risks of those things going forward. So what we are shooting for here at the Myopia Control Academy is to either slow or completely arrest myopia or nearsightedness from getting worse, and thus reducing those health issues that potentially could come up later in life. And what are those health issues? The first one would be retinal detachment. Retinal detachment is something that is common, especially in people who are very nearsighted, but it's common even in people who are moderately nearsighted. So that's one big issue, very big sight-threatening issue that can be helped by either slowing or stopping the myopia progression, the nearsightedness progression. Another thing is cataract development. Cataracts also seem to be more common later in life in people who are myopic. The same is true for glaucoma and macular degeneration. Okay, and these are all diseases that you may have heard of that definitely do contribute to visual loss, especially say in midlife to older age groups. So the purpose of these treatments, again, is not only to reduce the myopia level, which would obviously keep the vision far away a lot better, it's also, again, to reduce the incidence, the amount of times people get these what we call comorbidities, these issues that sort of follow myopia around. We use basically three methods to do this. The first method is something called ortho-keratology, or ortho-k, where the patient is fit with a special type of contact lens that they actually put in right before bed. When they put that lens in at bedtime, over the course of the night, the vision is corrected so that in the morning, the patient would remove that lens and enjoy clear vision throughout the rest of their waking hours until the nighttime, when they reach full treatment. And that's something that is not new. This is a new application for it. And one of the things that helps us to stop myopia is the fact that it's been found that hyperopic or farsighted defocus, it's a little bit of a technical term, but that is one of the main drivers of making this myopia situation worse. And with the ortho-k treatment, we're actually able to neutralize that and not only fix the vision, but also either slow or stop the progression of the myopia. So that's probably the most common method that's used. Another method that is used is multifocal contact lenses. Multifocal contact lenses, again, those are worn during the day. And their purpose in this situation, multifocal contact lenses, again, also have other applications for people, say, over 45, to help them read and see distance clearly. Those are worn during the day, during your waking hours. You don't sleep in them. And what they do essentially is very similar by providing a solution to that hyperopic defocus problem that is thought to move the myopia along. And that's how that's done. It's an alternate method to ortho-k if people are not interested in doing ortho-k, or there's a contraindication to ortho-k where we don't want to do it on a patient. That's another way to do it. The other method that we use is a drop called Atropine. Atropine is a drop that is actually derived from the belladonna mushroom, and it is it has a lot of applications in eye care. We use a very, very low dose atropine here. The dosage can vary depending on which person is working on you. But we tend to think the lower dose, according to the studies, provides the best balance between good vision, because if the atropine is too high, sometimes it could make you a little light sensitive. It could make the vision a tiny bit blurry. But there's a mechanism through the dosing of the atropine, which I won't get into because it's somewhat technical, that actually helps to stop the eye from elongating, or what we call increasing in axial length, which is another driver of nearsightedness that we try to do. And so those are really the three methods. There are other methods that are used, such as prescribing a certain amount of time outside, because light deprivation, being inside a lot, also tends to drive the myopia process forward. There's also certain LED bulbs that could be put in a person's home or a child's room, for instance, that use certain wavelengths that mimic the natural light. And that also is another method that's occasionally employed as an additional measure to help this along. There's also an issue with dopamine. You may have heard of dopamine too. It's a chemical in the brain, in the body. And dopamine is also associated with, again, through mechanisms that are a little bit beyond the scope of this talk, in terms of driving the axial elongation, the eye getting longer and the myopia getting worse. Those are still in clinical trials and clinical studies. But a lot of times what we do is we employ multiple methods. For instance, we may do ortho-k and atropine, or we may do multifocals and atropine. We may prescribe certain amount of time outside, obviously seasonally and weather permitting, or certain LED bulbs that are listed on the website here. So, there's a lot of different methods that are employed. How we do it, what we use is really dependent a lot upon the severity of the myopia, the age of the patient, any other medical concerns or concerns with the cornea or eye that we think one method may work a little better than the other. We can always change course during treatment if we find that one method may ultimately be better for a given patient. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. It's a very, very interesting field to be in at this time. There recently was a contact lens that was actually FDA approved specifically for this purpose. And we do employ that lens here as well, among others. And, so please feel free to browse the website. There is some useful information here. There's also links to other sites that may provide useful information. If you or a family member, you think they may benefit from this therapy, or you need more information, you could always give us a call here at the Myopia Control Academy of New York. All the information, contact information is listed on the website. And we do offer a free consultation to patients that are interested in seeing if they even are a candidate for this situation, of which many people fortunately are. At least now there's something we could do about all this. So again, we look forward to you enjoying the site. We look forward to hearing from you. If we could help you out, again, please give us a call. Thank you very much and have a great day.